Liverpool smash Everton 4-1 at Goodison Park. Chelsea come through some turbulent times away at Vicarage Road to pick up another 3 points and remain top of the league. Man City pick up the victory as well. It was an absolute barnstorming night. A barnstorming night in the English Premier League. The title race has demonstrated tonight, these 3 games, why this is the most exciting and why this is the best league in the world. Make sure that like button is being smashed, people. Subscribe to the Football Terrace now if you haven't done so already. We're going to share all we have just witnessed. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I personally have got to start with Liverpool tonight. I put a 4-1 bet on. On the Bet Victor show just the other night, and it's come to fruition. I thought it would. In fact, I knew that it would, and it did. And it delivered. I had a feeling it would come through. In fact, I knew it would. Liverpool have just been on such scintillating form of late. I didn't see this going in any other direction whatsoever. It was always going to be that. A few people are saying there's a bit of a lag here. I'm not too sure what's going on. Are you guys seeing me? You guys hearing me okay? There's been a bit of an internet connection here, but stay with us. That'll sort itself out in just a few moments' time, people. Don't you worry yourselves about that. That will fix itself up. Don't you worry. Chelsea, of course, with a big victory as well. I know you guys are saying there's a lag. I've said already in the comments, ignore it. It will go away in a few moments' time. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. Loud and clear. Oh, you guys are hearing loud and clear. If you're hearing loud and clear, just stay with us. There's just a Wi-Fi thing, so don't worry about it. It shouldn't be your focus. Chelsea are top of the league. Shush rivals. I get why, Chelsea fans are going to be buzzing about that. There's no doubt about it. Chelsea come through some tough times tonight. There were moments in the game where they honestly looked second best. They didn't look anywhere near the best team out there, trying to get these things done and dusted. I'm just going to try and get the Wi-Fi resolved, people. Just give me a second. Hopefully that's a little bit better now. We'll try to sort that out for you. Very, very sorry about the technical mix up there, people. It's nothing to do with the Wi-Fi as such. It's just a connection to YouTube. My Wi-Fi is fine. But let's keep going through what we're saying. Chelsea, as you say, they went through a lot of turbulent times tonight. They went through a number of problems as well. But they were really able to fight their way through it. They were able to come out on top. They were able to turn it round and pick up those 3 points. And they're showing real champions material. At the same time, Liverpool, just scintillating again from Liverpool Football Club. The way in which they just absolutely took Everton apart tonight. I saw it coming a mile away with the form that they have been in, the way that Everton have been performing. It almost felt like a dot on the cards. Terry, your favourite player scored a brace in the derby. Let me say about Mohamed Salah, he keeps on getting better and better and better and better, doesn't he? He just gets better and better all the time. Chelsea played like a small team who are playing away against prime Barcelona. #park the bus. Do you know what? I thought they had a poor game tonight. But do you know what I would say about Chelsea? They invariably drag out results even when they're playing poorly, even when they're up against it, and that is title-winning form. You've got Man City again tonight. Well, I didn't think were particularly great. I had all 3 games on. So Amazon Prime's amazing, by the way. You can have every game on at the same time. They don't give you any weird notice saying, "Oh, you've already got too many streams running." They're brilliant. They're the best broadcaster out there, Amazon Prime. They've taken over Sky and BT inside 2 years. And I had all the games on. I got 5 screens in this office and I had all the games on. I thought City looked all right. And they ground out the result in the end. By the way, Bernardo Silva's goal, out of this world. Wow. Liverpool looked the best tonight, and Liverpool's form at the moment is absolutely scintillating. But you know that Man City are going to come alive again. Chelsea are going to come alive again. It's just set up to be arguably the greatest title race of all time. It's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm surprised we won. Half our team was injured. That is from C. I don't know who C is talking about. Who do you support, brother? You've got to be specific in that. And in terms of who, it's your Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United. Injuries are no excuse. The money we spend, the squad size we've got, zero excuses there, I'm afraid, my friend. This Chelsea game showed me that without Jorginho, things get very scary, is what's good. Brandon, that's what he's got to say. Blue Viper says Bernardo Silva, the best midfielder in the league. He's got there's an argument there. And Pep was willing to let him go in the summer. Can you imagine him leave him? And I felt something similar in the Liverpool game tonight. I was watching the Liverpool game and I was thinking, do you remember the Liverpool fans 2 weeks ago on Twitter saying that Robertson needs to be dropped for Tsimikas?
Can you imagine really having that opinion now? Can you?
Like, legitimately, imagine thinking that. Imagine sitting there thinking,
yeah, we should drop Tsimikas bring in Tsimikas and drop Robertson, the best left back in the world for the past 3 years.
Crazy, legitimately crazy for anybody to think that. And I hope they're ashamed of themselves. I hope they're ashamed of themselves for wanting to drop him. Was talking about Chelsea. Our tactics didn't matter with players who aren't good enough to apply it. Look, I will be honest with you, mate. I have no sympathy for the big clubs when it comes to injuries. The squads are massive. The academies are reportedly brilliant. So there isn't the same excuses if you're a smaller club, as far as I'm concerned. Chelsea's team tonight was astronomically good. That's why you got away with playing poorly, because you have match winners. A couple of moments of individual brilliance tonight is what got Chelsea over the line. It's something to celebrate massively. That's why you spend the money on those squads, so you can get that done. Three first choice midfielders out, but we aren't whining like Liverpool fans last season. Result is a result, is what Ads has got to say there. Mr. Timo Werner says Salah will always be a system merchant. Come on, you can't believe that. You legitimately can't believe that. He is above and beyond the system merchant. Above and beyond a system merchant in every single which way. There is no doubt about it. Mohamed Salah is, I've told everybody this already, and I'll say it again about Mohamed Salah. He is on the way to becoming one of the Premier League GOATs, one of the greatest of all time. And if he continues in this vein, I say this with absolute chest. I say this with sincerity. I say this as a Manchester United fan talking about a Liverpool player. He will challenge Thierry Henry for the GOAT status, point blank period, in the Premier League. He will. If he continues in this vein for at least another that's how good he is performing right now. 19 goals in 19 games, plus 8 assists. And that's on top of all the other seasons he's had, the Premier League title, the Champions League, and I'm sure there are more trophies to come from him. He is without doubt Liverpool's greatest ever player in the Premier League era. Scoring goals is the hardest thing to do. He's done it better than any other Liverpool player in the Premier League era. And they've had some greats. Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen. I know Ian Rush's career kind of spanned across before and after the Prem. He was out of this world. This is their greatest. And what he has done is added those trophies on top, which make it all the more sweeter. Suarez, of course, was a brilliant goal scorer. So was Fernando Torres. Mo Salah is a level above. 3 more years like this, which he is capable of doing. He is challenging for the Premier League GOAT status. Said it before, say it again. We'll keep saying it. He is out of this world. So to call him, I appreciate the super chat, but to call Mohamed Salah a system player, it's either delusion or terrible banter. You can do better than that, my friend. We have a super chat here that I don't want to miss and I want to go to. We are talking Chelsea tonight. We're talking Liverpool tonight. We're talking the title race this evening. Panel will be coming out soon. Almost 1,700 in the chat and less than 250 likes. Hit the like button, people. Thank you. It's actually 2,100 people watching now. Let's make sure the like button is cranked up tonight. Get your views and opinions in now. Get your super chats in as well. Very intrigued to hear from you. We will have a quick fire round coming up later on in the show where you can get those super chats in to tell us what you think, feel, and all that jazz as well. We'll be getting that up and running for you a little bit later on during the show. Joshua here says, on the plus side, Brighton, West Ham, Wolves drop points. Big opportunity for United. A big opportunity for United and a big opportunity for Arsenal tomorrow. Arsenal can go fourth in the table. Man United can close that gap. It makes tomorrow night's game even sweeter, even bigger, even better, even more potent in the top 4 race that they find themselves in. This could be one of the greatest Premier League seasons of all time. I think it will be. I really do think it will be. And I think what's going to make it a little bit more memorable is the social media era, being able to experience it. You know, like 10 years ago when this type of thing was happening in the Prem, 10, maybe 11, 12 years ago now, other than if you were with your mates or at games, you finished the game and then you listened to the punditry and you went to bed. You didn't know how people were really thinking and feeling. Now we're interacting with hundreds of thousands of people a month, a week, or whatever it may be. It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best. Please admit that Chelsea are a little bit boring to watch. That game wasn't boring. They're not the most scintillating team in terms of football like Liverpool. They don't press with that intensity. But they're not boring. Their games are not boring to watch, in my view. That's just my take, Wes. That's just my take. Naval here says players that need to go. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Sal, Alonso, Timo. Alonso is slow. Loftus-Cheek is all over the place. Same with Sal. Timo, yeah, he assists, but other than that, he has been effing average. We need a striker and a decent one. You dropped £100 million on Lukaku. Give him a little bit more time. You also won tonight, Chelsea fans, so I wouldn't be too downbeat about these things. Craig says, beautiful footy for Bernardo Silva's goal. Yeah, the build-up was great. The finish. I thought Timo Pukki's volley was good last night. And then Silva takes it to the next level. Both Mo Salah's goals tonight were great as well. By the way, actually, and the best goal of the night for me, Diogo Jota. I'm gonna text him. So I text him and see if he texts back during the show. So I do it. So I give him a little text, Mr. Jota, and see what he says. See if he comes back. I'm gonna find these details now because I haven't messaged him in a while. April was the last time I messaged him. I'm just gonna say, mate, great goal. That's a great goal again. Keep smashing it. I have sent him the message. He's actually online right now. So I've just got 2 ticks. I haven't got blue ticks yet, though. He might be busy in the dressing room, but that has been. I was going to turn my phone around, but I better not do that. There we go. I will show it to you if he messages back. But yeah, his goal was brilliant as well tonight. TFT Florida here says the Mo Salah disrespect is incredible. Simply shows a complete lack of objectivity. Keep the blue flag flying high. Yeah, it absolutely does. There's no doubt about it. Now, I want to go to some of your calls. I want to know what you're all thinking and feeling tonight. You didn't say anything in this super chat, but thank you very much for the donation. Remember, you can guess the Football Terrace secret phrase as well. It's in that golden envelope just behind my shoulder. PS5, brand new hoodie, pair of Cristiano Ronaldo's football boots, and £100 cash if you guess the phrase right. When you're super chatting, you might as well have a guess. You might as well have a guess. A few people saying that Jota's goal was a smash. It's the turn, bruv. It was the body movement that led to the goal. That was the beautiful bit. That was the bit where it's like, wow, look at that. It was amazing. It was just beautiful to see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see. Aziz here says, under Lampard, we played good football and we weren't, and we were letting in goals. We now play passive and controlling football. People call us boring. Listen, I wouldn't worry about what rivals say. Take it with a pinch of salt. Take the banter. You're top of the league. And Liverpool were the most impressive team tonight. City were the most controlled in their game. But Chelsea had the most impressive result based on the fact they weren't playing well. And you know what? Liverpool fans will attest to this. In the season where they won the league, there were so many games where they came onto my show and were like, probably didn't deserve that tonight, but we got it. And that's the most important thing. It really is. Mo Salah is a good goal scorer, but sometimes he overrates him too much, Terry. Sometimes you overrate him too much, Terry. I don't. I'm legitimately talking about a player who is scoring goals, assisting goals, impacting games, entertaining the masses. And potentially what he has to do with that is add some more trophies on top. He's heading towards the GOAT conversation. He's already Liverpool's Premier League GOAT. And they all know it as well. And I've said this before about Liverpool fans. And Liverpool fans chuckle to themselves inside when I say this. They're waiting for a respected public Liverpool fan to say it's okay. As soon as one of them says, I think Mo Salah has surpassed our Stevie, or if Steven Gerrard comes out and says, look, he's better than I was, there'll be this moment of relief where they'll be like, oh, thank God, I can say it. I can say it. I've been wanting to say it for ages. I know it's on the tips of their tongues. They want to say it, but they're just holding back out of respect for a captain that saw him through so many dark years. If boring wins us titles, and so on, then so be it. We're the ones win, not you. Then in it, of course. And no Chelsea fan cares about being called boring. You can give us the clues again. I can give you the clues again for the secret phrase because we put them up on the screen the other day. But the clues for the secret phrase are: Arsenal have a connection, the Manchester derby, the name Myrtle, rivals hate it, but you love it when it happens to you. Plus, Liverpool and Spurs have famous examples of this. So they're the clues for the secret phrase. Keep your guessing coming. Now, I'm going to share the link for you to phone in and have your say. We already shared it once on our Twitter account. Got a few of the boys backstage ready to go. I want to hear from you, but I'm going to share it in the live chat as well for people that want to come on and have a little chitty chat with us this evening. Excuse me. I ate a really nice chicken kebab earlier. And it's repeating on me now, but like healthy chicken, like she's chicken. I'm trying to lose some weight before Christmas. I've become a little bit of a glutton, if I'm being honest. So when you guys come backstage, we'll get you in. Panel coming soon as well to delve through the bones of this game, to let us know what they think and let us know what they feel. First on the show today, I'm going to get my guy, legend and super fan, Mohamed Amar on the phone. We're going to get Lamin on soon. We're going to get young Tommy on the show as well. We're going to get Donny Rovers is here as well. And then we're going to have Zane Tom. We're going to have Ram. We're going to have Conrad, the boys on the panel. No Chelsea fans turned up for the panel yet. We'll see where they're all at. They're all, I don't know if they're licking, they shouldn't be licking their wounds. They won, but we'll see. Right. First on the show, Mohamed's here with me tonight. Smash that like button. Let's get past 1,000 likes at least, please, people. If we hit 1,000 likes, I will give you another clue for the secret phrase. How about that? Very quick and easy for you all to do. Mohamed's here with us now. Let's see what he has got to say. Welcome to the show, mate. A scintillating victory in the derby. Give me your thoughts.
Hello, Terry. Yeah, I just want to first start off with Everton's. They do this every season where they try and injure one of our players, and it's just getting to the point where it's getting stupid now. Like the referee's decisions in the game was ridiculous.
Sorry,
and
he just messaged me back. He didn't say anything. He just put a thumbs up and a little praise emoji, but that'd do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should have had a player sent off in the first half. Like, you saw the challenges they were making on our players. Like, to be honest, I'm happy that we didn't get any injuries in that game because like it could have easily happened. But a good game, nevertheless. Salah showing why he's one of the best players in the world, and the Ballon d'Or was a disgrace as well. He should have finished 6th or 7th. Should have finished in the top 5 or the top 3 even. Yeah, and then Jota's goal was a beautiful goal as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely. Yeah. I mean, in terms of winning the title now, are you starting to with these results? Is that 5 games on the bounce? You've scored 4 goals. 4 games on the bounce.
4 games in a row. No, sorry, Porto, we didn't score 4 goals, we scored 2, so about 3 games.
I thought you won that 4-0. So 3 Prem games on the bounce, you scored 4 goals. Are you starting to get a feeling now that you will surpass Man City and Chelsea? Are you growing in confidence as a Liverpool fan?
Of course, yeah. I think I'm getting more confident. We have more confident that we're getting to places now. We're clicking into game more. We're keeping more clean sheets, and I think it's because down to Thiago, Fabinho, and Henderson, our main midfield is back. So you're not seeing much issues in the midfield as you were before. So as long as we keep those players fit, and we have players come back from injury as well, we'll be okay. The only concern is obviously is the African Cup of Nations. So when Salah and Mane go and Keita, we have to make sure players like Firmino, Jota, Origi, and Minamino, even we have to make sure those players start delivering to make up for the goals, because I think Mane and Salah, they go African Cup of Nations just before the Chelsea game, so that might be a very tough game. So which is on the 2nd of January.
Yeah, it absolutely could be, and that's why this festive period is going to be so decisive, I think, for certain teams. Mohamed, thank you for coming in and back on and having your say. Really appreciate it.
No worries, always.
Top man, thank you. Super chat here says, if Liverpool has Chelsea injuries, they will be in the top 6. Oh, you mean they wouldn't be in the title race? They may not even be in the top 6. Maybe. I don't know, though. They didn't fall out of the top 6 last year with their injuries. Secret phrase, he's a traitor. No, it isn't. He's a traitor. That isn't the secret phrase, but thank you very much for guessing. Is the phrase bottle jobs? No, but another good guess. Chelsea player played without Reece James. I've got to get these names right. Who's BC? Why don't I know BC is? Why don't I know BC? Who's BC? Someone backstage say who BC is so I can read your lips. Jorginho, Kovacic, Silva. Who's BC? Why don't I know who BC? Ben Chilwell. Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, these rival fans just need to calm down. Of course they need to calm down, my guy. Of course they need to calm down. Right, next on the show, Chelsea fan is here with us now. Lamin is in the house. What you saying, bro?
Terry, we got away with murder today. Like, the performance was that bad. It was that bad. I was so pissed off, yeah. But obviously I'll take the 3 points. Saul Niguez, yeah, I would just say, after the loan, just send him back to Atletico. Personally, I wanted him off after 15 minutes. I'm not even joking. If Thomas Tuchel had taken him off after 15 minutes, yeah, I would have applauded him still. Yeah, but it was one of the worst performances. And for the first time, yeah, looking at this, I've always said with Chester we're going to win the league, yeah. But today, watching this game, I started to think we can't keep performing like this and getting away with that 1-0, for example, against Brentford. And today we really got away with it. And City and Liverpool are really on our backs like that. So, yeah, we got away with one. And Marcus Alonso, not good enough. Like, we really need to find this left wing back option. I know Callum Hudson-Odoi has been doing well, playing up forward, but I think we might have to bring him back as well as a replacement for Alonso, because it's really that bad. But I don't know. It's a win. I'll take it, but I just feel so disappointed. And Thomas Tuchel, yeah, for the first time, when I looked at the lineup, I actually began to question it. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't go with that one. Saul Niguez being one in there. I know we've got a lot of injuries, but why did he drop Jorginho? I don't know, because I feel like we were really missing him there. But we got the win. That's what I would take.
Let me ask you, you're questioning your manager, who has made you top of the league inside a year and European champions. You know why you do realize we're about to hit the festive period. There are 7 games to play in 4 weeks. Plus a Champions League game, and plus for you guys a League Cup game. So you've got 9 games in a matter of 4 weeks. You're going to see this. I think Premier League fans have got to just wake up for a moment and realize you're not going to see your strongest 11 play 9 times on the bounce in that amount of weeks. There has to be rotation. And Thomas Tuchel got it right. He rotated and you won the game.
Yeah, he won the game. But I just, on another day, would lose that game quite easily. And that's what my biggest concern is. My problem isn't with the whole lineup. My problem was with Saul Niguez starting. And that was where my biggest worry is. Him with Loftus-Cheek, which was a very inexperienced lineup there. If he had put in a Jorginho with Loftus-Cheek or even a Chalobah with Loftus-Cheek, I probably wouldn't have mind. And also, I want to see Lukaku back in the starting lineup again. It's been a while now, sitting on the bench. Today, we clearly missed him. But I'm not going to cry too much because we won. But Yeah, man. This title
Fair
race
enough.
is gonna go down
I
to the
do hear
wire.
you, my bro. I do hear you. Lamin, thanks for coming on the show and having your say. Appreciate
Of
it, buddy.
course.
Thank you very much. Speak to you soon. Thank you. Chelsea fans, are you as disappointed? I really want to know. Nav here says the Ballon d'Or was a clear backhand for Messi. Let's be real. No one cares about the South American Copper Cup. It was between one of four players, at least J5, Salah, Lewandowski, and Kante, is what has been said there. We've got CFCRS on the show next to have his say. Panel's coming really, really soon. Chelsea fan here. What you saying, bro?
I'm good, yeah. But in regards to today's game, we've gone back to the boring football we've been playing like around the start of the season. Like obviously before the Man United game, we were played very well against Juventus, and the game against Leicester, we started playing more free flowing football, the football that us as fans want to see more. And now it's like we've diverted back to the like boring, a bit passive football. Obviously, it's getting results, but as a fan, I don't really want to see that. And obviously, I understand we have injuries. We have a lot of key injuries, obviously to Chilwell, Reece James, and whatnot. And obviously, Jorginho, who we missed Jorginho so badly today. Like, obviously, me personally, I don't really rate Jorginho like that highly. But after today's game, I realized the importance of Jorginho to this team. Like, from the midfield, we were barely able to build up play, like from the defense to the midfield to the attack. Like Sal was all over the place. He was losing the ball all the time. Loftus-Cheek was playing bad because of Sal. He didn't have that protection next to him, Jorginho, who's a press-resistant midfielder. So yeah, it just shows how important Jorginho is to this team. And obviously, I didn't realize that until today. So I'm gonna start rating Jorginho more now. And obviously, the rest of the players, Havertz was good. Unlucky not to get on the score sheet. It's good to see Ziyech getting some form as well. I think he's been good last couple of games. Even against Man United, he wasn't great, but he was decent. So yeah, I think there's positives. Obviously, it's a long season ahead. We're gonna have to use our squad. So I'm just happy we got the 3 points. That's the most important thing, the 3 points. And at the end of the season, we'll look at this game like if we're still in the title race or if we win the league, we'll be like, yeah, this is where we won the title. This 3 points was needed, like. But yeah.
Yeah, look, I hear what you're saying. I would say this: these are the results that would make me more encouraged, more hopeful of winning a title because you got yourselves through it. I would, but I appreciate your call, mate. Thank you for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate that, bro.
Thank you.
Top man. Thank you. Panel coming really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel's joined us backstage as well, so we'll be getting him on next on the show. Donny James is here. What you saying, young man? You're on mute. You're on mute, brother.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I forgot that. Yeah, it's good to talk about Premier League because I'm depressed by my own club right now. But I think Watford, give Watford some credit. I think that I think Watford could have, taken something out of the game. I think, the Chelsea fans were right in saying it wasn't amazing today, but I think some of that has to go to Watford for some of the way that they played. And I think from a Watford point of view, I think Claudio and Ranieri could really keep them up this season. I think Chelsea fans sort of saying about the whole, it wasn't amazing. I'm seeing Chelsea fan, like other Chelsea fans said, questioning the manager. I don't think we should be questioning Tuchel at all. I think it's just rotation and it worked. Be happy that you've got the depth that you've got. Be happy with the squad depth that you've got. Look at my club. We're playing 16-year-olds because we haven't got squad depth. Different leagues, different levels, but we're playing 16-year-old kids because we haven't got no squad depth compared to Chelsea. So be happy with the squad depth you've got because you've got
Every time
players
you
who can
come
play
on
in the
here,
Champions.
you always bring up Donny.
Every time, Donny. Every time, Donny. Love you. I love it. I love it.
I have to because, like I said, it's be happy you've got players that could play in championship teams as your backup players. That's any club's dream at the moment at our level. So, I think Chelsea just need to be patient. Things will happen. They'll get at least a top 4 finish this season. Liverpool battered Everton. I would be very surprised if Rafa Benitez isn't on the verge of being sacked in the morning.
He's got to go soon. He's got to go. He's got to go.
He's got to go. It's time to go.
You got to go. He's got to go. Yeah,
it's time to go.
Yeah, he's absolutely finished. Big up, Claude. Listen, Donny James, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say.
I wish I could stay for longer. I wish I could stay backstage and stay longer.
You can sit backstage if you want. I can put you backstage again. Not a problem at all, mate. You take care. Cheers, Donny. Top man. Thank you. I missed some super chats. First one says, Watford almost had us today, to be fair. They did, but they didn't. And that's the thing. They did, but they didn't. And it's as simple as that. This was one of those cold nights in the battlefield that left us blooded, but survived to tell the tale. Tuchel showed how intelligent he is with the subs, which turned the game in our favor. Great points being made there. Right, I'm going to bring the panel out now to have their say. We've got Conroy. We've got man like Tommy. We've got Zane. We've got Ram. We've got Daniel. A bit of a mixture. We're going to go through some of those things as well. I've got an Arsenal preview to film a little bit later on tonight. It's a busy evening for myself here at the Football Terrace. Big day tomorrow as well. Bet Victor show live from the studio in the build-up to Man United Arsenal. Then live match reaction in the studio tomorrow night. Adam Charles, Lies, me. Might throw a little sprinkling of somebody else in if they fancy it, but it's going to be a big day tomorrow on the Football Terrace. Make sure you're tuning in. CFC Florida here says Tuchel would have been stupid to play Jorginho today, given it was stated that he was questioned for this game. Risk further injury, total madness. I didn't even know that he was questioned for today's game. I don't really watch the press conferences, but there's going to be rotation. There is going to be rotation in over the space of the next 3 to 4 weeks. Unless you've never watched football before, this is the best month. People think December's great because it's Christmas, there's time off work, your kids are all happy. No, none of that does it for me. Every day I've got to think of a new place to put 2 fucking elves. I don't like Christmas. Christmas is trash these days. I can't go out drinking whenever I want. What makes it beautiful is football. Football. Love it. Right, panel time, people. Let's smash that like button. Let's go. Oh, just about got everybody in time. There we go. Evening, gents. How are we all doing?
Very good.
Zane's grown a beard. It looks good. Looking good.
Not for long. I'm going to cut it off soon, man. I don't like it.
I heard a rumor that Tom can't wait to be able to grow a beard.
Wow. No need whatsoever.
How are we doing, gents? Liverpool boys, first of all. I'm going to go to you first, Tom. How does that feel to get stick 4 past your bitter blue-nosed rivals?
It's the best I've felt after a game this season. Oh, so good. The best part about that, though, was when they were walking out after 20 minutes. Because I was sat there, I didn't believe it. 20 minutes gone, and we're that good, we're sending them home already. Like, it's ridiculous. This is... I wouldn't say it's the best I've seen us play under Klopp, because I'd say 18-19 we were better, but in terms of attacking,
yeah,
we're on another level. And Mo Salah, I don't get how people can still call him overrated with a brain. The man is on what? Is it like 13 goals, 8 assists in the league in 14 games? I think he's on track to get 35 goals and 21 assists. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah, it's I keep talking about this GOAT conversation, and legitimately, legit, if he was to break a goal scoring record and an assist record and win a Premier League in that same season, that's one of those singular season performances that puts him into that conversation almost automatically. He's scintillating. Liverpool look great though. Like Ram, from your point of view, a lot of people in the build up to this game said it's a derby, it's always close, there's been barely any goals scored in this game. Did you have a feeling beforehand that you were going to just take it to Everton this time around?
Beforehand, I didn't think there was going to be any issues. I think we're going to win this game comfortably. I don't care. Is that what Bill Shankly said? There's only 2 great teams in Liverpool, and that's Liverpool and Liverpool under 23s. Everton are irrelevant. I was so happy that we were able to just absolutely lay the smacker down on them, because the last season was painful. Just seeing them win our own yard, and then them getting the last getting a draw, even though it should have been a win. But I didn't have any problems. It was the main issue, and I'll echo what Callum said on the preview, is whether we get all our players fit. And luckily, no one was injured. Everyone was fine. We could easily bring out our fringe players, the likes of Milner, Ox, and Minamino. So, all in all, a great performance. If I was going to be a little bit nitpicky, that goal, it was like it had shades of Atletico. We were just too complacent. I'm like, if I was going to be nitpicky, just not be complacent at times.
Yeah. What side of the pitch did that goal come down?
Matip side.
Matip side. Yes, you said Matip side.
I'm not gonna lie, but
somebody else's fault.
That was a whole. I think that was a whole team fault. Like midfield wasn't.
That wasn't Trent's fault. To be fair, that was the team gave the ball away poorly. Do you know what it is? You were in such control at that point. That your team just switched off for a few minutes, and it made the game interesting for about 10 minutes, like then and in the start of the second half. But you just blew them away. I wanted to ask Daniel a question before he went, but I'll go to Zane first of all. How is your confidence now in relation to winning the title? Are you feeling more and more likely that you can do it, or do you still think it's too early in the campaign to say?
Like I said, from what I saw the game, there were moments when we were 2-1. It weren't looking good still. My heart was beating too fast. So I think we'll win a cup, Champions League, FA Cup, or that Carabao Cup. But we're not, don't get too gassed, man. We're not going to win the league. We're still a bit too open. And like you said, that goal they scored, there was no magic moment in that. It was just a basic couple of passes and bang, it was a goal. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to get too gassed with the performance today. Yeah, it's great. I'll be honest, this time of the year, coming up December, is the best time of year where you want to be on form, so you can get through those games, win those games, get the goal difference, and get the points on the board. So in one way, I'm happy, but I'm keeping it realistic. All these other men are going to gas up the team like blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're going to win the league. Nah, bro. I still rate Man City as the favourites. Chelsea comes second. And for all you man in the chat, yes, Henderson, you stepped up today, bruv. You played how you should be played all season, bruv. When you play decent, I'll give you credit, bruv. But when you play like a donkey, I will call it out as well. But today, you did that. You maintain that over Christmas, bruv. We're good. We are good, bruv. But that's what I'm saying. I want all my players up to that standard. And one thing for you, Terry, before I let someone else talk, about Tsimikas. I called him to play. Do you know why? Guess what? Robertson now playing like he should do as well, bro. That guy got too slack, man. He was getting too casual. Us Liverpool fans who watch the games knew he weren't in it 100%. Since Tsimikas has come on the scene, guess what? My man stepped up, and that's what I'm saying. Whoever plays for Liverpool, starts with that team, there's a certain level of performance, a minimum 7 or 8. If you're not doing that, I don't want to know.
Maybe it's the fact they got a rest for the first time in 3 years, considering he's played.
Do you know what it is? I will say this, and I haven't seen the opinion from every single Liverpool fan in terms of dropping him. What I did see wasn't called for, let's give Robertson a rest for a few games. It was, let's drop him means Tsimikas gets a long, at least a medium time run of games in goal. Otherwise, it's a rest. A rest and a drop are two different things. Dropping someone is you're out for now. The next person's coming in and getting a run of games. I said at the time that was a mad call. He had a couple of poor games. He's been the best left back in the league for the past 4 to 5 years. He was going to turn it around, and he did. So I think people are trying to now get themselves out of that little hole by saying, I just meant he needed a rest. Then say he needed a couple of games on the bench and a rest, not he needs dropping from the team for Tsimikas.
Kick up the arse. That's what he needed.
You can't reword it after you've said it.
I never said that. I always said that he's not performing. Put Tsimikas on, but he got to kick up the backside, and he's playing now. All good.
It's not even that. People forget, and I think Conrad can relate to this a lot more. The guy is captain of Scotland. There's a lot of pressure with him for his national team, and he's playing week in, week out for one of the best teams in the world. The guy deserved a rest. I think it was only me, the guys at Coppish and Conroy been saying he doesn't need to be dropped. He needs to have a rest, because the amount of pressure that this guy gets on every week, he deserves one. And look, Tsimikas came in, did his job, but Robertson's always and has been the first choice at left for us. Simple as that.
Yeah, I hear you on that, and again, for me, it's all about language. It's about language. Resting someone, and I'm talking about people that and who they know who they are, what they said, and now they're back. I'm not saying you, Zane. I didn't actually know you'd said it, but like they're now backtracking. With, all I said is you needed a couple of games out. I'm like, you didn't say that. You said something completely different. Looking for your reactionary moment because there's not much to be reactionary about. Daniel, I want to ask you, mate. Tough game tonight. I've got a few of our callers from a Chelsea point of view this evening saying things like that for the first time ever, they're questioning Tuchel. They're now not sure if they can win the league. You know, why is he rotating players? What's your take to that kind of reaction, first of all? And secondly, like, what did you make of the game in itself?
Yeah, no, just quickly, I'll answer those questions. Just quickly on Liverpool, I think, look, you put Klopp in a different situation, like a team with money and like endless amounts of money, and talk about resources. Like he could really take off in terms of longevity and how well he coaches his team. Look, at the end of the day, you can complain as much as you want about the guys in your team and whatnot, but I think what he's managed to build is actually really good, man. You look at Jota, the finish, yeah, I think it was the third goal. The left-footed finish was, and I'm just saying, like, look, I know Jota was good, but he wasn't this good. Do you know what I mean? And he's keeping man like Firmino that Liverpool fans are dying on the hill about. He's key and the glue to our system, bro. Come on, man. You put someone there who can score goals. He's going to score goals. And like, Jota deserves credit. Klopp deserves tremendous amount of credit for some of the guys that he's managed to bring in, Robertson included. So you guys should be appreciative of the team that he's built. Chelsea, reactionary fans, look, come on, it's expected. It's December now. Jorginho, Reece James, Lukaku, Werner, a lot of guys injured, niggling injuries. Thiago Silva had to be rested today. Christensen contract situation, Rudiger contract situation. There's a lot of distractions. It's around the time when a lot of people will have questions, and I think people are always they're right to have their questions. You know me, I will never be reactionary about these things. I will never change my opinion on the fact that since summer, I wouldn't even say day one of the league. Since summer, I said that I think we would win the league just based off of what I believe about Thomas Tuchel, what he's done with the squad and whatnot. So I won't change or be nervous about that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to react to the United game, but this comes down into it. I mean, we played a game today where Aspilicueta again was our wing back, Alonso was our wing back, Saul and Loftus-Cheek was our centre mids, Christensen, Trevor, Rudiger has been a back three that we haven't really played that much. Kai, Pulisic coming back from injury, Mount coming back from his fitness issue. So come on, man. Watford's manager bounce, Claudio Ranieri, I don't think their position is reflective of how they play. They just beat United 4-1, and they were really good in that game. It wasn't just because United were bad. They were really good. Ismail Assar could have had so many goals because of how much they were pressing. So we've seen how good Watford can be. And Watford will take points off of teams. Let's let it be known that Watford will take points off of teams. And we managed to beat them in not a convincing fashion at all. However, I'm looking at it on the thing where we did not even have anywhere close to our start 11, where it's a fit start. We had more players who don't start than players who start playing today.
Daniel, can I ask you a question about the injury stuff, right? Because Liverpool last season, right? We were flying high. We had some big injuries. No, hold on. Let me finish the point. Let me land. Let me land, right? So basically, we had some injuries and we managed to get through the next couple of games. And everyone was like, yeah, we're still good. And then it was a delayed reaction where bang, it just dropped off like a cliff. Are you worried something similar may happen to you guys this season, like it happened to us last season?
Very good question. The reason why I say no is because the difference between your system and our system is that if there are injuries to certain personnel, that automatically affects your system. I think that was one of the main things you guys were saying. So Van Dijk got injured, Mane got injured, Henderson got injured. These are key cogs to your system. Robertson got injured as well. So these are key cogs to your system and the way that you play. I do think and genuinely believe that our players are now starting to come back. So Lukaku's starting to come back. He's getting a couple more minutes. Mount starting to come back. He played poor today, but got a goal and assist, which is very, very good for his confidence. You have Ziyech as well, who's getting in on the action in terms of goal production. That's now, I think, 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games, something like that. So as long as we can keep plug in the gaps till our main guys come into the team. Tuchel's built a system where we don't rely on one player, and that's what's so interesting. And hopefully, like I said to Terry on one of the previous streams, if we can just keep the advantage up until we go to the Club World Cup. Ideally, I would want it to be more than just a one-game situation, but if it does, so be it. If it is a one-game situation, if we can have an advantage before we leave, we'll be fine. Because I genuinely do believe, as well as Liverpool are playing, they will drop points when Salah and Mane go off. As well as Man City are playing, there will come a period of time where the lack of striker and the lack of who is the determining factor to score, it will pit them in 1 or 2 games. They won't go on like a 5-game winless streak or anything like that. That's just my belief. Obviously, Zane, you can disagree, but that's just my belief. And that's why I genuinely believe we'll win the title, because of I think our system, out of all the teams competing for the title, so Man United and Liverpool, it's less predicated on the individuals per se and more on how we've set up, how the manager has set up each individual to play. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. But yeah, I think we're doing really well.
Can I just ask Dan, can I ask you a question? You know your injuries, or who are injured right now, and what's the duration for each injury?
So Reece James probably one game, which was today. He'll probably come back in against West Ham. Jorginho again, probably one game, probably come back in against West Ham. Chilwell out until the new year. We don't know what's the situation with that. Lukaku's just coming back from his long-term injury. Obviously, everyone knows that. So he's getting his minutes up. So he got the Man United cameo where he got 10 minutes. Today's cameo where he got about 20 minutes. Werner coming back as well. He got the Man United cameo, but he's just fresh off of his injury. Pulisic as well. He's just had a couple of cameos here and there coming back off his injury. So the only guys that are the only person who's definitively out is Chilwell. Everyone else is still at different stages of their fitness. That's why I'm saying injuries, isn't it? But we're getting.
If you compare it to, I mean, I don't want to talk about.
Kovacic should be back in 2 to 3 weeks.
If you compare it to last season,
pretty good squad. That's a pretty good team. I think you'll be fine, mate.
Like if you compare it to last season injuries, I mean, I don't want to talk about last season, but Van Dijk, the extent to each injury, Van Dijk obviously out for the rest of the season. Gomez was out for the rest of the season, so on and so forth. So I think you guys will be a lot fine. It's just a minor blip. So yeah.
Look, there's gonna be ugly games. I mean, even I'm sure the year you guys won the title, you had a couple of ugly games, if I'm not mistaken. So there will be ugly games. I thought personally the ugly win would be against United, but hey, ugly wins.
Listen, do you know what I mean? It's can you imagine? You actually drop points at home to statistically the worst team in the league in Man United. Yeah, I think again you always get reactionary fans, and I'm sometimes I feel like people look forward to. Honestly, I feel like some people look forward to a bad result so they can just have a bit of a moan on socials. Like sometimes I really believe that's true. It's like yes, I get to moan rather than be happy. It's probably not that, but it makes me feel that way. I've got some super chats here. Samuel says, Tez, what you got against me? Never read my super chats. Wanted to say Liverpool football, my word. Chelsea are a team to beat. How resolute they are. Trentinho is what's being said there. Yeah, listen, sorry, Sam. If I missed your super chats, I'm very sorry, sir. By the way, we've got a new sponsor joining next week. And we're going to be helping to supply you with VPNs. They're a really good company. And I found something out new today. I'm so old, right? I realized that you can change them where your internet says you're from, so you can use certain apps or like watch things that are not available in your country. And I'm talking like legal stuff. Like suddenly I can watch America's Netflix, which is much better than England's. It's much better than here. They've got some great stuff on that. Plus, so if you are someone that subscribes to the Terrace, but you can't become a member or you can't super chat, a lot of you have messaged me saying you want to. You will be able to use this VPN to change those things. Therefore, you can join in and participate. So. And I don't always get to some of you have messaged me about that recently. So that starts next week. And we'll tell you a little bit more about it then. I had some more super chats I wanted to do here. I didn't want to miss these. And I'm going to go to Conroy. He's not really spoke yet. When Zane is real with it on Liverpool fans get injury prone. Say what you see. If your team is playing bad like us today, then call it. Don't fake it. If Zane says something, home truths people can't take it, is what Nav's got to say. Bigging up man like Zayn there.
Well, that's Zane's burner account, not gonna lie.
Shut up, bro. 20 bucks. I'm not spending 20 pounds. Are you crazy, bro?
Right, mate, chill out. No, listen, spend 20%. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it here at the Terrace. Typical Chelsea fan. This is Neil O'Callaghan at Daniel. Typical Chelsea fan. Like to believe they are the underdogs to take the pressure off of them not buying it.
I just said we will win the league. How did I take the pressure off of us? I think we will just don't listen and then try to make up what needs to be said, however, though. And to be fair, Ram is someone who I just think waffles a lot of the time, and I just like to get onto him anyway. But one thing I'll give to him,
Daniel, bruv. Waffle, bruv.
That brother Saul. My goodness.
Hey,
I need to hold my hands up. I need to hold my hands up.
Thank you for reminding
My
me.
word,
What
is he
did I
crap?
tell about this fraud,
Yo,
man?
that brother
I
Saul.
got absolutely ridiculed on that stream, and I'm still holding a lot of people with
I
grudges.
wasn't there though. I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, you weren't there. You
But
weren't
no,
there.
but is
I
he
remember-
crap now though because he gave up, or what is it? Because he's obviously not a crap player because he's had good seasons. So what's happened for him to be?
Since
But
the last-
you have
I said since Europa League final when they won it, the guy's not been the same.
Who?
Saul.
So
Since the Europa League final they won, the guy hasn't been the
Do
same.
you know what I think it is? Chelsea's just the wrong team for him. He needs He's
They're not.
play.
They're not. They're not.
What I mean, the wrong team. I think
Oh.
he needs to start 5 or 6 games on the bounce, and you've got too much competition there. Does that make sense? It's like he gets an opportunity and he's off the pace because the Premier League is quick and it's fast and it's powerful and it's difficult for people. You need to be able to adjust to that. When you're not getting the game time, it's look at Thiago last year at Liverpool because of the injuries and stop-start beginning he had. He didn't settle. Now that he's playing regular, he looks like Thiago of old. He's adapted, and I still think Sound again there's a player in there. Bash here says, but Daniel, is the way Chelsea play sustainable in your opinion? I don't. Liverpool were impressive, but I agree City are the favourites. Best show ever. Thank you, by the way, for praising the best show ever. I'll ask that question to Daniel and Conroy. Is the way Chelsea play sustainable?
Yes. And the reason why I say yes is because, like I've said in the long monologue before, the way we are playing or the system that we play is suited to everyone. Everyone can eat in our system. So if you are not eating in our system, then it's reflective of you as a player. Because the way we can swap, like, look at the goal we scored today. We scored a goal today with Pulisic playing right wing back, Alonso playing left wing back, Loftus-Cheek as the lone centre mid, Mount playing in cam, Lukaku, Ziyech, and Havertz all up top, bogged in the centre. So, like, there's just a way we're playing right now where no matter the injuries, no matter the difficulties that we face in terms of the injuries that we have, we're still managing to get results. Yes, fair enough. The lack of personnel might not be sustainable, but the way we are playing definitely is sustainable. Again, Liverpool and Man City, if you have them as your favourites, that is fine. It's not crazy for me to have Chelsea as favourites. Neither is it crazy for you to have Liverpool or Man City as favourites. We are the 3 teams competing for the title, and I'm just giving my reasons as to why I think.
Let's keep it real. You scraped to win against Watford. Now, Conrad, can you please talk?
yeah, no, but what I would say is I've said all season that so Liverpool play West Ham and 3 corners, 3 goals conceded. Like, you can't keep using your bogey team and compare it with other players. Like Man City get beat 2-0 at home by Crystal Palace. Liverpool beat them 2-0. I don't think you can look at the season that way. But what I would say is I think in other seasons this team would be enough to win the league, this Chelsea team, 100%. But I just think Liverpool... but I still, for me, City are still the favourites because to me they just look like they're a machine at the moment. And as much as you want to say I thought it was a great result tonight, but at 2-1 we get a goal because of Seamus Coleman error, and I still think we would have won anyway. But I just feel like we've got a problem now when we go 2-0 up. The complacency is mad because if that had been 2-2 again, that would have been Brighton, Atletico, and Everton when we were in a solid position. So I'm hoping that's not anything. I'll give them the benefit, the doubt tonight. If we would have won tonight, no bother anyway. Like, I'm not worried about tonight because of that. But there's certain moments because we're being a bit more expansive in midfield. But I've got to be honest, I just think Chelsea won't win because I think City and us are just a little bit higher when we're on it at the moment. And I think the games when you play Chelsea and Liverpool, Daniel, it's right off the back of each other. So I don't know, is it City first then Liverpool? think it's City at Etihad, or maybe Liverpool at Stamford Bridge and City at Etihad. And I think that's going to be very pivotal to the season, because I think either City or Liverpool capitalise then. And then I think by then there'll be not a gap, but I think that'll be quite telling. And I think after watching City at Stamford Bridge against you and the way they've been playing and a little bit of dip in your performances, I think to me that's where City or Liverpool will get the kind of the head on Chelsea. But I still think you could win the league in another season though. I think just this season the level's so high.
No, of course I hear you, and even that's like a valid argument, and I wouldn't even rebuttal that per se. But in my opinion, look, you have to look at it like this: we also faced City and Liverpool in a very tough period in the first couple of games of the season, where everyone said and wrote us off in a number of those games. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens when we do play you at Stamford Bridge, and that could be a real indication. I mean, let's not forget that we beat City 3 times in a row last year.
Well,
so just
absolutely,
because we played in a way where Tuchel got it wrong, where he admitted that he got it wrong. We played a 3-5-2 because it worked against Tottenham. We thought it would work against City, and it didn't. He didn't change it till the 70th minute, and we looked much better in the 70th minute. But obviously against City, that the game was already lost. So for me, I don't think he makes that mistake again. So when we play our strong team 3-4-3 up against Man City again, and up against Liverpool with 11 men hopefully on the pitch this time, and Anthony Taylor not.
It's going to be 2 massive games, Daniel.
Like
it's really massive.
Is it
games,
true though, Daniel, that Jorginho's not going to play at night games anymore because of the floodlights? They're going to keep for daytime games only. On your point, Conroy, I think what's interesting for me is I was having to explain this to some of our viewers the other day. They got annoyed, where I was talking about the problems that Chelsea, Liverpool, and City have. And it's like, oh, they're not as bad as the problems at Arsenal or United. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm talking about them in the context of the title race. Liverpool still, for me, I agree with you, Conroy, at times look susceptible when you go ahead by a goal or two, like complacent, lackadaisical, whatever it is. City, they haven't had a problem scoring in the last few games, but it's been... I can't write off the fact that up until 2 games ago, it was at 33% of their matches they hadn't scored in. Like, I'm going to give it another 4 or 5 games before I completely think that's past them, as it were. Although we know how phenomenal they are as a team. And then you've got like Chelsea, where they're one of the highest. I mean, there's a super chat here, actually, as I'm reading it, it says Chelsea are top 3 for chances created, possession and goals in the league. You have to still have a crazy low IQ narrative that we're a park the bus team. And I think it's nonsense that they're a park the bus team, but they sometimes do have a problem with killing games off. All those slight little problems that the Elite 3 have this season are what's going to make the title race amazing. The head-to-heads between you guys, if it stays this close, like tonight at different points in the evening, I think 3 different teams were top, which was just mad. Like, it just flicking around so much. Or at least 2 were top. I think Liverpool just behind, but it's going to be an amazing season. And like, no one dropped points tonight, but actually it was such an exhilarating night watching all 3 games, and especially as Chelsea's game, crazy situation there. And hope the gentleman is okay, or lady. I'm not too sure, man or woman, but like, there's a cardiac arrest in the audience again with the fans. Because that made the game delayed and they were nearer each other's times, it was more exciting to watch because it was just like watching all 3. So it's going to be an amazing period. And I think December, as we say, 7 Premier League games. 7 Premier League games for each team, barring Chelsea, that go off to the World Club Championships. There's League Cup. There's a little Champions League things as well to look at as well. Shouldn't call anything little, though, should I? I'll get in trouble. A little matter of the Champions League to finish up as well, amongst a few other things. And the Football Terrace will be here for you every single top 6 game. We'll be covering live reactions. We're back tomorrow, of course, I said in the studio for the Bet Victor show at around 6 p.m. So please, all of you watching now, join us at 6 p.m. tomorrow, and for the live reaction of Arsenal and Manchester United. Gentlemen, thank you all for coming on. I really appreciate you all giving your time to the terrace as ever. Everybody that's tuned in, super chatted, new members, new subscribers, thank you. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless.